Student debt really is a big reason why some people make a different choice. Like I said, I got kicked out of school because I didn't have the money to keep paying. And I still left with student loans. It took me years to pay off. HBCUs are not inexpensive schools to attend. One of the best experiences of my life, but they're expensive to attend. So I completely understand. There's a lot of discussion now about our college degrees necessary. And so you talked about your loans, and you talked about your income. There is someone who thinks they are not necessary. So Gilly the Kid, who's a podcaster, he hosts $1 million worth of game. I don't know if this is $1 million worth of game that he's about to spit right here, but I will play it for you all and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Ask y'all this question: is college overrated? I need to know, because most of the motherfuckers I know that went to college is not successful. So, like, is college overrated? And if you go to fuck to college, you should go to college for something that when you fucking graduate, as soon as you graduate, they got a motherfucking check waiting on you. Because college starting to seem like it's over fucking rated out here. I just was talking to a motherfucker that did 6 years in college, but they boss ain't never been to college. How the fuck does that work? You got all these motherfucking degrees, but your boss graduated high school. Get the fuck out of here, man. College is overrated, man, in 2024.
Okay, so that was the very articulate Gilly the Kid. I have to say, it sounds like there's animus almost for people who went to college. And I think it is important here to just share some data. Because everybody has an anecdotal story, but the data shows that a bachelor's degree can be beneficial. According to a report by the Institute for Higher Education, 83% of schools serving 93% of undergraduates provide an ROI, a return on investment, within 10 years. So, if you went to college and you were able to pay off those loans, I think that's important to know. College graduates still mostly earn higher wages than those who did not. And some researchers claim that the economic benefits of a college degree are longer lasting. So it's certainly not to say that if you didn't, that, there's a challenge to you achieving success. Obviously, there isn't. But I am a little concerned about conflating the idea of getting an education with making money. Sometimes you go to college to learn, to literally acquire an education. Sometimes you go to college to be a public servant where there may not be a check waiting for you, but you may exact change in your immediate surroundings and do the world a greater good. So I don't know if that $1 million worth of game was worth $10 right there. No diss to him. But it was striking to me how there was some animosity there, I thought. What was your take?
My real honest first thought is that the issue with podcasting now is everything is so matter of factly.
Yeah.
College is dumb. College is good. Like, that's just so, that's just so dramatic. That's so dramatic. Nothing is matter of factly. Everybody's stories are completely different. I'll start by saying that. What I will say is, for my personal life and my network and my friends, this is going to sound a type of way, but it's the truth. I make more and I do more than all of my friends who went to college. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. Not to say that they shouldn't have went to college.
Right.
One of my good friends, she's a therapist. She helps kids. Like, she has a master's degree. Like, I couldn't do that.
Right.
So it's like, we need that. But do I think everybody needs to go to college? No.
Right.
And when I graduated from high school, they did make you feel bad if you didn't want to go to college. If that wasn't something you desired, they made you feel like you were going to be a loser, made you feel like, life wasn't going to be good. And that's not the truth necessarily either. If you can save some money and not have student loans, do it.
And let me just say this for the other side of that. I'm just struck by his animosity towards college. But on the other side of that, listen, with automation and AI, like, it is changing the game in hireability and workforce development. So we really don't know what the future looks like. You certainly do not have to have any degree to be successful. And, there are some companies who like their folks homegrown and will take you right out of high school and train you to be, an employee for that particular company. So I think there certainly is another side to that argument, minus the animosity.
Yeah, he's angry. He's mad.
He's mad about something. Big mad. What do you say, Justice Kennedy?
I would have loved to see his facial expressions as he was speaking. I won't get into the language. But, let me say this. college is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think for our people, Black people, you need some type of education, some type of trade. So let's take Amani, for example. She took that course. So she increased her knowledge. And certainly, Tiffany, I agree with you with all the statistics that you brought up. Yes, there is a sense of quote unquote economic stability, but we know with COVID-19, nothing is secure anymore. Life happens. And let me just say that I wanted to major in journalism. My dream school was the Syracuse University.
Great program.
SI Newhouse School of Communications.
Yeah.
I was admitted with 0% of financial aid. And it was expensive then. Penn State offered financial assistance. My mother was willing to sacrifice. And I said, Mom, I can't do that. I cannot put that burden on you. So I went to Penn State. Now I don't regret it. It wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
But the thing is that even some companies now, they are removing the college requirement. So I think it depends on the industry. For example, if you want to be a lawyer, I'm going to say, New York, college, you have to then take the LSAT. So it depends on the industry.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe that college now is the end all or be all.
Yeah.
I think you have to be more open.
Yeah. I'll say from this conversation, Amani certainly gave us $1 million worth of game.
Oh, yes.
I appreciate what you're saying.
Plus.
That's right. You're saying, hey, it ain't for everybody.
Oh, it's not.
It might be for some, but it ain't for everybody.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's been proven.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You just brought up a really good point. I think there are many companies out there that are eliminating the requirement to even have a college degree. And I'm just curious, where do you all think that the workforce development is going if we're eliminating the requirements, at least some companies for now, eliminating the requirements for a bachelor's degree? And then what do you say to younger people? Because for so long, particularly in the Black community, like education has been so important to our community. What do you say to younger people who are like, well, why am I going to go to college when companies are eliminating that requirement at all?
I think it really focuses on skills. And once again, education is more than college. There's so many avenues. It's about gaining knowledge, gaining skill, and then applying that skill, applying that knowledge. And I just think this is such an exciting time, with respect to AI, generative AI. And I just think that the best is yet to come, with respect to technology and more so these younger generations, the millennials, the Gen Zs and their mindset with respect to being their own boss, really being more civically engaged than we were.
Having work-life balance. I had never heard that term until I was well into a working adult.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to say there were people on my team who would tell me, I can't make this meeting or I can't stay late because I have X, Y, and Z. I'm going to just tell you, in my 20s, I would never. Okay? Like I was so focused.
Right.
And I will be honest with you, Amani, I would get frustrated. So I'm like, I really don't want to hear about your work-life balance. I don't want to hear that your dog died yesterday. And I love dogs. Like, I don't want to hear about it. Yeah. Like, this is what's going on. And I had to learn. It's like, what? These young folks are teaching us something.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
They are teaching because, like, it is not the business. Like, it ain't no badge of honor to say I work 18 hours a day. I work 18
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, there's something about that don't feel right.
And let me just say this too. And, also the emphasis on mental wellness. It's these younger generations that's really focusing on that. So I just think this is an exciting time.
Yeah.
And they're taking us forward.
Yeah, I agree. So thank you for that $1 million worth of game, Imani. I think it's a spectrum though. Really, it's a spectrum. Like for some people it works, for some people it doesn't.